I got to do this update real quick. I just finished my Sunday sermon review, which I made downtown Corpus Christi. I could see myself walking past. That one should go up tomorrow, and I added the notes and verses. I'll do a few. I'll give you this because something else happened just now. Yesterday, you notice I uploaded a bunch of the Facebook, right to Facebook, besides my YouTube and all the other links. The reason I do that is also I have some of my friends that are homeless. They can only watch the videos like when I upload them straight to Facebook. For some reason, like they can't all access the YouTube links and WordPress links to the videos. But for a day or two, I have a normal routine where I upload, I put airplane mode on. It prevents my phone from ringing. Then I turn airplane mode off and upload. But for a day or two, I couldn't upload. And so waiting for connection. And there's a few things I check settings. I know how to upload videos. I did 700 by now. So I had to go to Cricket. I went to the one in town because I was going to take a ride. And then I don't want to come back to the house and upload every video to YouTube. I do Facebook. So I went in and I showed the girl my phone. I said, I upload videos all the time. I have all of my Wi-Fi is on. It says waiting for Wi-Fi. So I showed her the phone. She was looking at it. And somebody, not me, and there's ways you can remotely hack computers and all, somehow somebody managed to turn off my mobile data. And I'm familiar with the things that need to be on. Like I said, I upload all the time. So I had to turn mobile data on. So somehow someone turned off my mobile data for a couple days. I still do YouTube. Now I'm uploading to YouTube. And I uploaded the video you'll see tomorrow. But I had another video, the one you just saw on Facebook, breaking news. It said unknown error. Anything like with CCPD in the title and all, they're trying to block that. Because I uploaded a few, and that one was in there that's not going. So now I go to Vimeo when I go to my other ones. And just for those say, well, maybe they didn't do it, John. I want you to just look at that particular case I mentioned, which was Toomey. I just want you to get an example. For people that are thinking of bringing a business to this community, buying a home in this community, I want you to just look at that. You can Google the case. But what you had in that case was a man living in a trailer park who had an altercation with neighbors. And throughout the day, he tried to access the police, who get paid a lot of damn money. And finally, after multiple calls to PD, these were 911 calls, they told him, don't call back again or we'll arrest you. Then the next call they had, that man killed a child, I believe, and multiple deaths that day. It was a big news story. Then when they got there, and there's video of it, that's when they beat the shit out of Mr. Toomey. And then he wound up in the jail and wound up hung. Whether he was killed or not, he was also brought to an undisclosed location. Remember, in a normal community, that would be looked at. The undisclosed location, the hangings, which are questionable. So remember, you say, John, we're thinking of relocating. We had 3 boats. We got ripped off. We did a deal many years ago, like for $1 million. There were 3 boats, Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. And they were like replicas of the famous ones. I think Spain had them, but these were just replicas. I've seen them. They were downtown. And like we had a lease, it was really a bad deal because they were just, but it was like a tourism thing. Eventually those boats got destroyed, and I think there's one left. I think the Nina, one of them's left. And I saw a little link like, let's save the Nina. It cost a lot of money. It was like a lease for $1 million, and they were really maybe worth, all 3 of them, maybe a few $100,000. And they were just replicas that you could have a boat maker build for free and buy all 3 of them for less than $1 million. But the ones left, and they don't want it to sink. I think that's a sign of this region, because it's serious as a heart attack for the community to realize that some of these things in a normal area, these things would be looked at. You had what led to the tragic deaths of some innocent people and the hanging of the man, the beating of the man. In a normal community that gets investigated, some of these things that I've mentioned the last few days would normally you'd have federal oversight, meaning they'd come in. I really believe that the feds really need to come in under Mr. Sessions, the AG. It's not going to happen. Under Mr. Holder, who I wrote these things to the former attorney generals, like in writing before. So it's not a joke when you have multiple deaths, you have people, and then any review of that showed you there was a major responsibility by the CCPD over that. There was never a later announcement to the community. Yes, there was a mistake made with multiple calls. If you have an emergency, call 911. We have corrected none of that. So as far as I know, till this day, you might call 911. They might tell you the same thing. Don't bother us anymore. Because I never saw public statements saying, just call us, feel free. That day might have been a weekend, they didn't want to go on a run. That's why I mentioned that PD Central, because you're like, oh, we got to run. But I've never seen a community where somebody would be calling about an altercation. You're supposed to respond, and after like the fourth, fifth call, whatever, they said, don't ever call us again. We'll arrest you if you call 911. And how much money does Miss Lindsay Opal and the others think we need to keep pumping into that? How much money do you pump into a particular organization before you realize, wait a minute, is it a money problem, okay? It's not.